All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get strapped in because we're about to get into it. People was wondering when I was gonna address Aaron Rodgers. Now's the time. Stephen A. can wait. I'll deal with him a little later. Kwame already gave him a little piece of mind. Now it's time to give Aaron or Sharon Rodgers his piece. Now, Pat McAfee, who has his podcast show that they stream on YouTube, the Pat McAfee Show, and it's funny to me that YouTube put in place something where they changed all provisions. And when they changed these provisions on YouTube saying you can't say anything about getting poked and all of these things, they let Aaron Rodgers do an interview and give a whole bunch of misinformation to the general public and wrote it off as okay. Now, here's the situation about that we need to get into. Rodgers, in everyone's estimation, is 100%. And I do mean 100. 100% in a sound mind and body when he made his comments. Since he's tested positive for COVID or whatever, he was one of the main people campaigning. He was one of the main people saying nothing. He was on a campaign of silence the whole time. And when he was asked about it, he said he was euthanized. So, or immunized rather. Not euthanized. That would be great to put him down. And when he was on Dumb and Dumber show with AJ Hawk, who wasn't nothing to Clay Matthews, got on the team and made him something, the Buckeye, when he was on the show with him, McAfee, who basically is now doing the right job for him, WWE SmackDown play-by-play guy, because that's more fitting for him. Because he's a sideshow act. It's not a real interview. This is why Rodgers feels safe coming here. Like, oh, I feel safe here. this is this is not getting an interview. No one's gonna give me any blowback questions or any questions to follow up with. No, I'm just gonna call in and say what I gotta say, and they're just gonna go along with it because this is what they do. It's a dog and pony show. It's a show made for idiots. Now, in case people don't know what happened, um, Aaron Rodgers tested positive for for having COVID, and since then, everything has went downhill. Now, apparently, he was growing his hair out to play John Wick, right? Wanted to do John Wick and make that look good for his Halloween costume. Now, when he's around his friends and stuff like that, he doesn't wear a mask. I've never seen Aaron Rodgers wear a mask. Ever. But he says he does. He then was asked about, getting the vax, where he claimed, yeah, I'm immunized. But if you listen to that interview, if you look at his eyes, you could tell he was lying. He knew what the reporter was asking him, and he knew he was lying. It was all in his facial expressions, even when he was saying, yeah. And he looked down because he knew he was lying. But this is a man who's been living a lie his entire life. Yeah. This Brokeback Mountain Part 2 quarterback for the Green Bay Packers has been living a lie, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Looking like he just stepped out of the Blue Oyster Bar. I haven't seen NFL quarterbacks dressed like that in bars. I don't know what bar that is, but I don't want to attend. Now, I want to point some things out here that he made, because a lot of people might have went along with it, and what he was saying was a lot of generalizations. And like he said, they looked at him as a kook. When he started bringing up all these what they call these homotherapy treatments that he's been doing on his own and treating himself because he claims he's allergic to Pfizer and Moderna, but he's not allergic and whatever to Johnson and Johnson. But he said at that time he saw some things where Johnson and Johnson wasn't safe. They had a callback, so he didn't want to go down that road. Now, granted, that's what he said. Let's address going down this story. Now, we have no proof that Aaron Rodgers is even allergic to whatever it is that's in this vaccine, right? We don't know. He comes out and blasts everybody, right? Everybody who's that, he throws blame around so well. Now you see why none of his teammates like him. Well, I won't say none. The majority of the teammates that play with Aaron Rodgers, a lot of them didn't like him. He wasn't a locker room guy. Bubba Franks, there's a lot of other guys that was on the list that didn't like him. Greg Jennings, who basically helped him win the Super Bowl, did not like Aaron Rodgers as a person. Wasn't about his abilities. It was his attitude as a person. He always threw everyone else under the bus and never took any responsibility. And you saw that right there. Says, oh, I do all the research just like I did when I hosted Jeopardy. Yeah, you putting everybody's life in jeopardy. So we get it. But what we also get is the fact that he was outed as being unvaxxed. He goes and said that, oh, well, if it was so great, then how come people are still getting it and spreading it and unfortunately dying from it? Well, this is why they've been promoting people getting it, stupid. It's like Nothing he said really hit home because what he was saying was trying to cover his own ass. You can tell if somebody is saying something because they saying it or they saying it because they want to cover their own ass. And that's all Rodgers wanted to do was cover his own ass. Now, here's the thing. When Rodgers throws interceptions, do they blame Rodgers for the interceptions? Hmm? Nope. Only those who are what they blast night by media figures. Like we're the crazy ones. We just want to villainize him, and he's got all the answers. Hmm. It's like saying, okay, well, if eating meat is so great, why come people still getting sick and cancer from it? You see how that sounds? People are gonna get sick. People are gonna pass away, unfortunately. But people are gonna still eat steak. Now, Roger said in that whatever that was with Pat McAfee that he is an intelligent person, and I believe he believes that. He claims that he spent a lot of money on this research and many months of studying. Wow. Sure you weren't studying your game plan and your playbook for the season? Mm-mm-mm. This is unbelievable. Now, according to Aaron, vax are not 100% effective, which is true. No vax is 100% effective. Okay? That's common knowledge. Vax help treat. You can still get the virus. You can even still die. But if you do, the effects will probably be less severe and you're less likely to transmit it to others. Less likely. Less likely. You see what I'm saying? So everyone has you believing that this is to make it all go away. Like you did it, you get it, it's done, you cool. No. See, when a person says something that is stupid but claims that they're so super intelligent, should you even question everything else they say about the topic when they say something dumb? When you hear something dumb come out their mouth, do you go and pause and say, oh, wait a minute? Oh my God, people just hitting me up about dumb stuff. Now, what did he say? He was taking that, what's that? Evermenson, or was that's what they call it? The Evermenson or whatever, on the advice of his buddy that he just got cool with, Joe Rogan, from the Joe Rogan podcast and UFC and all that stuff, right? And he went there talking about how he took that and he now he's better than ever. He doesn't play a professional sport. Okay? He's in media. He's allowed to treat himself how he wants to and how they have their own provisions. You're in the National Football League, okay? One of the largest, most watched sports in the world. Their company policies and the way they set their rules is how they want it done. And you coming up here with holistic doctors and all this old goofiness, they're not trying to they're not trying to basically listen to someone else try to tell them they don't know what they're talking about. They like, I'm sorry. You claim you've done the research. And as I'm listening to Aaron, I wanted to listen to hear what he was going to really say here. That was going to be the difference because he told us he's intelligent, meaning that we're all stupid and he's the one with all the answers. But everything about him is a mystery of mistrust. So, based on the advice of Joe Rogan, you decided to take some medicine, right? To help treat yourself or prevent yourself from the vac or from the virus. And then he said in 48 hours you feel great. But you have done all this research. So if you've done all this research, Aaron, that means you should already have known about it. You did all this research for months. Or did you forget we were listening? But we're all stupid, right? And he's super intelligent. So the intelligent man talked to Joe Rogan and decided to take that ever mentioned, or whatever that is. Right? Now, the CDC doesn't even consider that drug for treating or even preventing it. And I remember Rodgers saying he goes on to the blame game again. Woke mob. The woke mob will be disappointed that after 48 hours, he feels great. So he's already throwing a mob of people against him, saying that the people against him are the woke people, and they're going to be disappointed to know that he feels good after 48 hours. So? I mean, damn. I, I feel good 48 hours coming out of the massage chair. You know? I mean, what does that mean? 48 hours, I feel great. Like I'm Tony the Tiger or something. I feel great. What does that have to do with anything? This is exactly the point of using no information whatsoever to try to prove a point with using some statistics and throwing numbers out like in 48 hours, I'm feeling great. Feel bad yesterday, but now in 48 hours, like today, I feel great. You see, Rodgers is a gullible person because he believes his own BS. Now, a lot of people who've gotten the virus show no symptoms. This has been true since the start of it. But before anyone has had any idea of taking the medicine I'm gonna say Joe Button, Joe Rogan did to treat it, Rogers claimed that Pfizer new preventative pill is basically another version of it. Now, that has been refuted with evidence that that isn't true. Yet, Mr. Intelligent Aaron Rodgers said that this is true. And Pat McAfee, who has basically no interview experience whatsoever, done no research on this whatsoever, didn't prep whatsoever for this, just gave Aaron the floor and just let Aaron just go on ahead and talk. And YouTube just let all this misinformation ride with Aaron Rodgers. It's amazing. After they just sent everybody a warning on October the 1st, right? It's amazing what they allow and what they don't allow. So basically, Sharon Rogers does what he wants to do. Just told you. Believes his own BS. So therefore, he wants to have everybody in this whole world believe what he wants them to believe. He has decided who he should believe and who he wants to believe. And he'll go against the word of people who are prominent experts in the field who have been studying this for years. Because Aaron has studied it for some months, but he had to go to Joe Rogan to tell him, take this, because I took it and I feel great. Okay, Joe Rogan. So, what was your research about then? If all you had to do was talk to Joe Rogan. Then he said the Joe Rogan cure or whatever has been used 1 billion times in India. Go look at the research, he said. Look at what's going on over there. I looked at what's going on over there. Okay. So you know what I did, ladies and gentlemen? I went to look to see what's going on over there to see if Aaron was telling the truth. And I found out that the Joe Rogan cure medicine has been removed from India's treatment of the protocols for the virus. It's removed. But he don't stop there. He don't stop there. He keep doubling down. Then he said he went to Israel. And he said, man, people who got it and recovered have the most robust immune system. Their immune system is just robust. Mm, mm, mm. That just totally is naive. So according to Aaron Rodgers, people in Israel who gets it and recover, they just have a robust immune system. When we all know over 750,000 people have passed here in America, and there are many others that are still battling a slew of symptoms and is fighting daily to try to save their lives. But hey, don't worry. Those people have the most robust immune system. What is Aaron Rodgers talking about? And you see why he don't you see why his team go out in the playoffs every year? It's because of him. Told you told you this guy is an arrogant prick. A fruity booty arrogant prick, but arrogant prick. So he digs into the NFL. He digs into anybody who has something to say against what he's doing. He says he's allergic to 2 ingredients, right? And then he complained about the NFL sending somebody over there to shame his team. Then he said the main doctor said it was impossible for somebody who's vaxxed to get or or spread it, and he said Brian McCarthy, who was the spokesperson for the NFL, when that's true, that's one thing he said that was correct. Brian McCarthy told him that's absolutely false. Now, here's the thing that I find, um, I agree 100% with NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy. That is absolutely false, and I'm quite sure that McCarthy believes that's absolutely false. But the guy who he said the stooge that day came in, and one of the NFL doctors who said that, that's probably what Aaron Rodgers heard in his own mind. I doubt the doctor said anything like that. And coming from Aaron Rodgers, I can see that he hears it that way because that's the way he wanted it to sound. Then he said, yeah, and they're making us believe that we're the dangers. We're the super spreaders, the unvaxxed people. Well, this is true. You would be super spreaders. I mean, let's look at facts, right? The spread of the virus is at a higher rate with unvaccinated people than people who have been vaccinated. And the people who are unvaxxed are more likely to get it in the first place. There you go. Am I not right? Then Rodgers, of course, you know what somebody saying, I don't want to be, I don't want to sound like a racist here because I'm not racist. When they get ready to say something racist, I'm not a racist. I just want to say that right now. And then they finna say something racist right after it. They start off with the I'm not a racist before they say something racist. Or they saying, look, no offense, but when they finna say something offensive, he comes out and said, I'm not some sort of anti vax flat earther. You know, I'm a critical thinker. One, everything he said has been anti vax. Every statement that came out of his mouth has been nothing but that. Every statement he made him believe, and he believed himself, he's a critical thinker. He's critical to everybody else who would listen to him. What's going to be critical is your fake relationship with Shailene Woodley. Because now you're going to put her in a bind. Because you're going to have woke media wondering why she's dealing with your goofy self. Rodgers said a whole bunch of ignorant things. Okay? People can do what they want to do in life. But you know the NFL has this protocol. Unless you're allergic and you get an exemption from the league based on that, then you will be able to be unvaxxed, saying that the NFL knew and the Packers knew. Well, the NFL ain't acting like they know. But the Packers, they seemingly must have known. So now there will be some stiff fines and possibly some suspensions going on, you know, behind all of this. And that's my take on it. Because I wanted to make sure before I address Aaron Rodgers, who they allowed to come with misinformation, I went and researched my information before I made this video. So they can't say I did not have my homework done. So every misinformation, half truth, generalization that he made and tried to make as fact, I just sit here and disputed all of it with documented facts. Now, if that don't align with Aaron Rodgers, and what Aaron Rodgers should have said is, it's my personal view that I wanted to do it myself. I want to make sure I don't want to take the medicines they got. I've been doing it myself. But he's not a man. He's not man enough to step up and do that. He's a punk who tried to lie and cheat and get away with it, because that's all he is. This is what he does. So I'm used to seeing it. Him in his spineless ways. I'm used to it. Now, you start looking at other scenarios, right? What are the other scenarios dealing with Rodgers? Oh, well, he's pretentious. And don't forget to hit the like button, people. It's very important. Very important. And definitely subscribe to the page. Hit the notification bell. Now, many people out there think Aaron Rodgers is the greatest human being to ever walk on the face of this planet. That's cool if you believe that. I don't, but if you believe it, that's cool. You know, people in Green Bay, he could tell them to drink pee out the toilet and they'd do it. Must be good because Aaron Rodgers said so. Now, if you are against the vax, that's cool. Like I said, that's your choice, your body. But you got to deal with the consequences that comes along with it. Now, not one time in this conversation did I bring up Kyrie Irving. I just want to point that out, because that goes without saying. I'll save that for the Stephen A. Smith video, because we're going to go down that line, and everybody already sees it. But there's a lot of things going on there that needs to be addressed. So what I'm going to do is shut this down. Don't forget, you can click on the little picture of me with the cool sunglasses and stuff. That means you can subscribe real easy. Just click that button. There's some other videos there you should watch. Um, you can go back. That's the old classic Kanye West video right there, um, with Just Blaze. And people are talking about it now, so it makes it crazy that that's popping up now. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I'm out. I almost forgot. I almost forgot. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen who might have clicked off. Oh my goodness. No. We'll put the picture of myself and all that stuff at the end of this. But yeah, click on it when you see the picture of my face and all that. But I almost forgot to say this. Aaron Rodgers, right? He actually stated that he was surrounded by nothing but people who had been vaxxed, and he got it. So he got it from someone who's vaxxed. That's what he strongly believes, that he got it from somebody who was vaxxed, because he's saying that, oh, well, I was only around people, so if you could still give it to people, that's proof right there, because I'm probably 100% positive that I got it from somebody who's vaxxed. Really, seems to me that you were around a lot of people who weren't players of the Green Bay Packers organization when you was dressed up as John Wick for Halloween. You sure all those people were vaxxed? The camera crew, people you hired to take the pictures and photographs, they might be independent contractors and don't have to report anywhere to anybody, so they might not be vaxxed. Hmm? So, just another thing to think about with dealing with Aaron Rodgers. Another one of his stories. You know. Now, I'm not mad at somebody who's like concerned about their health. If you're concerned about your health and this is a health matter, then by all means. But this was more than that. This is Aaron Rodgers who was trying to be slick, and it came out, and now he's trying to get ahead of it and trying to get some control over it. And he won't. His comments and everything really backfired. It made a mess of everything, and this is why he needs a publicist to help him out. And McAfee isn't it. Don't forget, Cash App is Karceno. Thank you all for the super chat and your time. And now you may go ahead and click the face that's in the middle and subscribe and watch any of the other videos that pop up. I'm out.